This tether ball came flying off this pole right here, and now we got to retie it. And this rope is brand new, but you can see it's already looking pretty frayed. Over here at the other end, you can see that it completely came undone. I think the knot just frayed out. This is where they fused it off. It's already come way down to the knot. We don't want that. To take this knot out, I'll use my trusty Marlin spike. If you'd like to support my channel, you can pick one up at ozforsale.com. It's my design, and we can even engrave it or tie the Turk's head knot for you. So you can see how we're going to take this knot apart. I can see that we have this end here, and it's tucked under this wrap in the back, right? If I flip it over, okay, I can see that wrap, and I can see that the line is coming up through here. So I think the best way for me to take this apart is by shoving this line through this knot right here. And so I gotta get under this piece here. So I can tell this knot isn't overly tight, but it's still gonna give me some trouble. So what I'm gonna do is try to open it up by using the other end of my Marlin spike. And as I hit this knot, what's happening is it's compressing it, and it's allowing some slack to get into the knot. Hopefully that's enough. Let's try to get in there. Oh yeah, it looks like it's working. So all this is an overhand knot, a single overhand knot tied onto the standing end. And that's not going to be enough to hold the tether ball on. I bet you that's what they did at this other side too. It's the same thing. I'm going to pull this knot against a hard surface. I'm going to give it a tap. Let's do the other side too. Now what we need to do is get some slack into this portion of the knot. We're going to get it from this side. So all I'm going to do is take it right here, and I'm going to push up. Push it in, give it some room to work. All right, there we go. This is the rope we're going to use. It's 3/16 braided nylon. Let me show you what's inside of it. Inside we have 2, 4, 6 twisted strands. One of my favorite knots to use to tie something off like this is an anchor bend. Let me tie it on this Marlin spike so you have a better idea of what it looks like. Take your rope and wrap it around so you have a complete turn going around your anchor point. And now what I'll do is go across the front of my standing end. And these two pieces here, I'm going to lift those up. And that's where I'm going to tuck in my free end there. Tuck that in right there. And then I'll pull this tight. I use this one all the time. In fact, it's my favorite knot to use on gravity hooks. This one holds very well and it'll be just fine. Now, if you want some extra holding power, what you can do is you can pick this one back up and fold this back over and then pull it tight again. Now, a little bit of warning here. You see me shaping this rope by hand. Now, you don't want to do this, and this isn't a joke, if you have softer hands. If you have rough hands and you're used to handling things like this, specifically if you're a mechanic, that's where I get my hands from, then you should be just fine, right? You can even see where I was changing spark plugs out. And so that looks nice and finished, but let me show you a way you can do this if you don't want to use your hands to shape up the rope. Now I'm just going to take the rope that came off my tether ball. This is the new rope that I'm going to use. Now imagine just going around and doing a single overhand knot, okay? Now instead of doing that, what I'll do is I'll wrap it around twice and then do that overhand knot. So here we go, I'm going around once and then twice, and now I'm going to go underneath as if I were doing an overhand knot, and there we go, okay? This I call a barrel knot, but I'm sure it has a more formal name. And all I'm going to do is pull this tight up here. I'll take my lighter and I'll get myself a good bead going on here. Looking good, and then I'll just pull it through. There we go. Same results. Now I already see we have a problem. This cord is thicker than the clearance we have underneath this bar. So it's not going to want to go underneath. That's okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to use a trick from the tower climbing turbine wind industry. And I'm going to pull some of my cord out from the middle. Let's make sure that we get all of them. And then I'll give it a trim. Now my rope is much thinner because it doesn't have the inner strands. So I can feel where it collapses there. And now we need to pull it back underneath, and we're going to use our cord as a needle of sorts. Hopefully it'll work out for us. There we go. Now feeding it through again isn't going to be as difficult because I can take my marlin spike and I'll tuck in the cord right underneath that bar, and then I'll just use it to pull it on through. There we go. I want to make sure that I have enough going through so that when I pull everything tight, I have the full strength of the rope and I'm not missing anything. There we go. I can feel that it ends right there. So we're just going to chop it off right there. Give this a good fuse. Okay, now from this complete turn, I'm going to go around my standing portion and right back through the middle. Now let's pull this tight. Okay, we'll tuck that end, and this will be good on this side. Let's move on to the other side. To tie this onto our shackle here, I'm going to use a version of a knot that a roller coaster technician taught me. He would install roller coasters, and this is how they would sling the parts for the roller coaster. You do an overhand knot on one side. With your other rope, you'll pass it through, and then you'll do an overhand knot on this side. Now basically each knot is holding on to the other strand. We'll pull this tight, and there you go. This is very stable. So what I'll do is take my rope and pull in an overhand knot. There we go. Now I'm going to run it through my shackle and then back through my knot. There we go. Now I want you to pay attention. We want these to match up arms to arms. Now the overhead knot I'm pulling in and around my standing portion, I'll pull it tight, but when I pull it up against the other knot, you can see that they're kind of backwards. I have the back side, and then here's the folded arms part, back side. And so if that happens, all you need to do is undo your knot, okay? And instead of going around the back, I'm just gonna go around the front. And then we'll do it again. There we go. And now when I pull this tight, you can see we're matched up. I have folded arms against folded arms, okay? And then I'll just adjust this so that it's the length that I want it to be, and then I'll fuse this as well. Thanks for watching. Again, if you'd like to support my channel, you can visit my shop at awesomeforsale.com. Everything you find there is my design, and during the month of May, we are offering free shipping on every order that comes through. Now, we only have 2 days, so take advantage while you can. Use code MAYCEMBER.